Hey guys, so I thought I'd do a video explaining what these buck boost transformers are and what some of their uses might be. Um, so first off, a regular isolation transformer. This is most transformers that we use for most purposes in the field. This one right here is a 120 to 16 volt step down transformer, so like a doorbell transformer or something similar. Um, with an isolation transformer like this, you are transforming 100% of the current that is making it to the load. What that means is all of the energy that's making it to the load on your secondary has been converted into magnetic energy and then back into current on the load side in that transformer there. That's actually desirable in some cases where we don't want any kind of electric tie to the source, perhaps for sensitive medical equipment or something like that. So often when somebody just says isolation transformer, they might be referring to just a straight 1-to-1 ratio transformer like this that's only there to provide a degree of electrical separation from the utility or whatever else the source might be. Now, this these are auto transformers here. So an auto transformer is a single coil wrapped around an iron core that has multiple taps. And depending on where you connect your supply and your output leads, you can get multiple different voltages out of the taps on that coil. So, for instance, in this one, if we connect 120 volts between this first lead and the third lead, we would have 60 volts between first and second lead, or between second and third. We would have 180 volts between the first and the fourth lead here. On the other hand, if we took 120 volts from the first to the fourth lead, we would end up with only 40 volts between first, second, second, third, third, fourth, and 80 volts between first and third, or between second and fourth. So a buck boost transformer is a transformer that is designed to be used either as an isolation transformer or as an auto transformer. Um, and really, any isolation transformer could theoretically be used as a buck boost transformer, but it might not be rated to be used like that, and it may not be able to deliver its full current depending, or its full rated output power depending on how you use it. So this example here is actually just the same transformer over here, um, just wired differently. This is like if we were to take just a standard doorbell transformer and wire wire hot to black like normal and white to neutral like normal, but then also take the white wire and jump it over to this secondary terminal here. We would get, depending on how we connected this, we would either get 136 volts out of it or 104 volts out of it, depending on, assuming we have straight 120 coming into the house, of course. So this is a diagram of what that would look like then. So if they're wired so that if they're wired in the additive polarity, then you're going to end up with the secondary voltage being added to the primary voltage. And if they're wired in subtractive polarity, you're going to end up with that secondary voltage being subtracted from the primary voltage, giving you that 104 volts. Um, so this is useful in a lot of scenarios. One might be for voltage drop. You have a long run and you end up having lost, say, like 5 or 10 volts at the end of it. It's too low to safely run your equipment, but you don't want to have to buy a full big transformer just to step your voltage up by a few volts. So with an auto transformer, because you're only actually having to transform a portion of the current, you're able to get away with a smaller and cheaper transformer while still being able to deliver power the way that you need to. Another example might be if you have foreign equipment that's rated for 220 or 230 volts and you only have 208 or 240 volts available. You might use a buck boost transformer as a cost effective way to get voltage to a more usable level for that. Um, there's there's countless other uses like that. Mostly any scenario where you're going to be tinkering with voltages under 20%, a buck boost transformer is going to be looking like a competitive way to accomplish that goal. Um, Hopefully this helps some of you guys to understand what a buck boost transformer is at least. I'll try to do some more videos like this to help explain some of the more tricky questions.